Hello, how are you? Yeah, welcome back to let me think. Round 7 of the Italian Grand Prix. You know it says Australia, but we'll be changing that soon. So welcome back. It was cancelled, but it got put on the very last minute, so thank you for those 11 drivers for joining in. And if we do have 11 drivers, I really hope we can have some good action here in BPRL, despite having 11, but it's better than none, I suppose. And maybe the Australian Grand Prix, I don't know. Definitely says Italy in the title and in the calendar, but yeah, it's definitely the Italian Grand Prix, so it's not the Australian one. So good, mate. How are you? Like my vid? Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate, not too bad. I am doing fine. And yeah, in this hot weather, so glad it's cooling down now because I can't stand the heat. But we're about to find the heat in the Italian Grand Prix. You know how hot it is there, so let's see if they see how they manage it tonight. And I can't wait till this weather is over because it is too hot. I don't mind doing it in the winter when it's cold and all that. I can stand the coldness, but I can't stand the heat here. And sorry if my voice is not the best as it can be because I haven't been doing my vocal warm-ups today because I didn't think there'll be a race today, but there is a race, and thankfully there is. All these 12 drivers turning up, sectors joining, so hopefully we'll see some more drivers join and put some amazing action here tonight in BPRL, and we'll go from there for 12 drivers then. So I guess the remaining 8 went on vacation or something because they don't want to turn up, but thanks for those who have turned up to here tonight. Maybe 12, 13, 14, but I'm so glad you all turned up because shows how loyal you are to the league and shows how committed you are to league racing, so thank you very much for joining. And yeah, I'm only a commentator. I got nothing to do with the league itself other than commentating, but I just want to say massive thanks because it just really helps out the league itself. Alright then, let me go check the comments then in the stream. Keep you updated and entertained. 30 degrees here. Sucks, man. I'm sweating in my t-shirt with my windows wide open. Yep, same here. Opened all my windows in the house because it's just sweating here. Can't stand the heat. I don't mind if it's winter, but when it's summer, Jesus, it does get very hot. I was born in the winter as well, so probably used to it. But damn, is it boiling here tonight. They're very hard to sleep as well because of this heat. I think if any more drivers are joining, we'll just wait to see if they are. If they're not, we'll continue with only 12 then. It's better than none, I suppose, but hey, at least not a lot of traffic in tonight's race. You was chilling in the pool, very nice. Do you know what, Nova? I used to have sprinklers on the back garden, and it used to rotate quite a lot, so every time it came towards us, it just we just enjoyed it because it was just so fun. We're all the sprinklers, in fact, so I don't think we got rid of it. Yeah, we used to have sprinklers in the back garden, coolers down. That was when we were very young, so I doubt that we still have them here. Eckerstone wants to know your location. I don't know if I know oh, Bernie Eccleston. Yeah. I understand the joke now. Took me a long time to digest, but I finally got the joke. Yeah, Bernie Eccleston wanted some sprinklers on the track. Yeah, I understand that. As a madman he was. No, I'm kidding. Don't know if that would have been a good idea or not. Probably been a bit dangerous, don't you think? Because of the dry tyres on a wet track. Sprinklers. Dry tyres on a wet part of the track. Didn't he do that back in 2014? He definitely introduced the double point system back in 2014. That one race in Abu Dhabi where it was double points on offer. Williams scored a hell of a lot of points, didn't they, in that 2014 race because of the double point system. They both finished second and third. Massa in second, Bottas in third. So the light scored, let me figure out the maths. Yep, not very good at maths, am I? 66 points. I don't know what we're waiting for, but hopefully we'll go soon. Probably more drivers tuning in. I don't know, but don't want to leave it too late because I want to rest as well and have a little bit of a nap and Netflix time. I don't know when we're starting. It's a shame really that 12 drivers are here. Congrats to all the 12 drivers, but where's the rest of them? I think we're starting now by the looks of it, people readying up. 8 drivers left, I don't know why. Probably deleted the game because it's coming towards the end of the 2019 cycle, who knows, but if that's the case then it does make sense why they're not joining, but alright then, so we already have 11 drivers then. Someone's left and I presume that's Lazy the Twig that was in a driver's seat. Only 11 drivers then for tonight's race. I really hope this puts some good action here. Keep us entertained. I was thinking about commentating for the red division, but the blue one was back on, so yeah, I almost messaged him to see if I could commentate for the red division. Thankfully I didn't, otherwise this one I wouldn't have a commentator right now. Ah, so football's on. That's probably why. So people have gone to watch football. It was the same with the United States Grand Prix one time in the league, because we had a league race and the US Grand Prix was on, and only about 9 drivers turned up, so we had to cancel it at the very last moment. So football's on. Suppose it's back on, how many drivers will turn up. But it seems like football's more important than F1. It's on the PS store now, but it's Y70 edition. It's £55. It's supposed to be £45. It'll probably be £45 when it's like, I don't know, one or 2 weeks after it came out. Probably 45, I don't know. Don't want to figure it out. But anyways, it's the qualifying session we go then. Dry qualifying session for the drivers here tonight. Only 11 turning up. So basically nearly everybody could score points, but except that one driver that won't be scoring points if they finish 11th. And we're just waiting for people to come out of the pits then. It's going to be a nice quiet track with only 11 drivers coming out. And we can hear an engine firing up, waiting. I think that's a Mercedes coming out, and that Mercedes is going to be Slash. We've got an Alpha out of the grid, out of the pit box, sorry, that is Spice. Go on board with him in that lovely livery in the Alpha. Coming out of the pits then, and that a long straight, plenty of opportunities to overtake down there in the first 2 corners. Oh, well, if you did that in another league, you probably get disqualified for doing that, because I got caught doing it, and I got a qualifying ban for the next race. I think I only got caught by one of the drivers and they snitched on me. You only get a penalty if you get caught. I think you get caught by the admins. I got caught by a driver and I got a qualifying ban for the next race for doing it. Probably the best thing not to do it if it was any other league race, because it's like unprofessional, and yeah, doesn't look decent, does it, when you do it like that. So as he heads down to that famous corner of Scari, this is probably in my opinion, the most difficult part of the track, because it's very easy to lose the car through here, especially at this corner here with flat coming through high speed. That's the only part I would say that is the most difficult part for me, because it's just very easy to lose the rear end, and when you get on that curb you can lose the back end. There's 3 other cars in the picture, 4 with that racing point in the background. Spies comes through Parabolica and off he goes for a qualifying lap. Apologies for that, someone joined the party, and yeah, he's left the party now. I am both. I am Jeremiah and Indigo. So there is then Spies breaks to the 150 metre ball, clips most of the curb through the first and second corner, gets a decent exit, working its way through the throttle to minimise that wheel spin. As we come through Curb Grande then, take the tightest line to minimise the distance, as now we come through the second chicane, through the third and fourth corner then, braking at the 100 metre ball, take most of the apex through both corners through here. Probably a bit too much, because he did bounce over the curb, and yes, he's backed out of it, so no invalidation. He just took too much curb, bounced over the curb, and got an invalidation for it. It is a fast corner through there, and it's very difficult to get right, and he's backed out of it. So we're going on board with the guy behind him, which is Gavin, the Birdman, on his lap. Let's see what his second set was like. 52 or 53? 52.8 then, as we come through Ascari. riding most of the curb through there. Oh, look at that, the car losing the back end, massive oversteer as he clipped the apex. Getting a decent toe down the back straight for Spies as he approaches Parabolica. Coming through Parabolica, then onto the main straight, working the Birdman go. What's his bank gonna be like? A 19.5, not too bad from the Birdman as he goes up into first place. And Warriors Lander instantly replaces him by going up in first place. That's Sector 19.2 from Sector, not too bad from him. I expect these times to go in the 18s. So where's the Alfa Romeo? B Yorn got a lovely slipstream off of Spies then through the back straight, and Ryan goes quickest with a 19.2. I don't know why you're asking me, mate. Ask Lazy the Twig. So B Yorn coming through the first Lesmo, or Lesbo, I don't know which one it is. I think it's Lesmo. And now coming through the second Lesmo. There's the Birdman getting out of the way. So B Yorn got a lovely toe off his teammate to the first straight and through Kerber Grande as B Yorn comes to the end of the second set. So 52.9 interestingly. Gavin did a 52.8. Not even having any slipstream, so B Yorn then. This is banker lap, so it goes down the penultimate back straight. As we come through the Parabolica, then there's his teammate right behind him, probably going for a second lap time on those same set of soft tyres. Depending how many he's got, you have 3 sets of softs, you're on the balance. And where could Bjorn go? It's a 19.7. He goes up into 6th place, just behind Slash in that Mercedes. Alright, who else out there then? Q-Tip on the medium tyres. There we go. He's the only guy on the medium tyres, and it's a 53.8 for him on those mediums. A bit hesitant coming through Ascari there. Had to lift off because the back end were just stepping out on him. The other racing point, I think he's going to go in the pits. And where's the Williams then? Big boy, he comes into the pits. Spyros just behind Q-Tip on his outlap, so go on board with him next as Q-Tip rounds the final corner and he comes across the line to set a 21.1, goes up into 9th place. Spyros then, the only man on his lap time, headed down the home straight. As we approach a heavy braking zone, then braking the 125 metre board, not board but 125 metres. A bit 100 metres is a bit too late. I tried braking there once with no line and just overshot the first corner and the second corner. As we come to the second chicane with Spyros, so 25.7 through the first sector. Coming through the second chicane, then nicely done from him, clipping both apexes on the entry. Headed through the first Lasmo, turning the 50 metre board. The second Lasmo, same again here. Straight up the car, on the power he goes through the second DRS straight. As we head down into Ascari, let's see what his split sector is like. 52.2, that's not quite bad from Spyros. Almost missing the apex of Ascari. I think he did in fact, but he got away with that one. He rode most of the curb through there. As we head down to Parabolica. We've got Sector, Warriors Lander, the Birdman and Slash all on their outlaps. As Spyros comes across the line to set a 19.0, he goes on provisional as well, so good lap time from him in the Haas. Puts him on pole by 2/10 at both racing points in second and third. So the Haas man on his first lap setting some decent pace in that Haas. So Sector, Warriors Lander and Gavin all on their outlaps. We'll go on board with Gavin first because he's the first man out of those pack to cross the line first as he heads around Parabolica. Then on to the home straight we go for the Birdman. His best lap time was a 19.5. Let's see if he can improve it. About 210 miles per hour down the big straight, heading down to the first corner. Oh, he overshot the first corner, compromised himself in the second corner, so probably broke a bit too late. I instantly knew he could have overshot the first corner because he broke a bit too late, probably misjudged his braking with that no line. So he needs to adjust that and brake early in that first corner. So he needs to choose a different reference point to make the first corner work. So go on board with Warriors Lander. There he is then. Do the second Lesmo. Big boy Jewett probably distracted him a bit, but not too much. As he comes through the first Lesmo. In turn 5. Now headed down into turn 6, the second Lesmo. Straight up to the car, gets on the power, almost loses the back end there. Very easy to do so. He's trying to get traction to the car. He is on his flying lap, by the way, not his out lap. It was a little bit of a glitch, so we won't see his second sector as we come through turn 7, then turn 8 and turn 9. Not too bad for Morris, he can definitely improve that. Took a fast entry through there. And now we come through the parabolica then. On the throttle he goes in 5th gear, on the throttle, and where will he go? His teammates in the pits, and he will go up into 2nd place as a S1.5 with a 19.1, so 1/10 slower than his teammate. We've got yellow flags elsewhere on the track, but I presume that's people slowing down. Here we've got sector around the parabolica. On his delta it says 2/10 up, and this will put him on pole if it's true. And where could he go? 18.8. Good lap time from sector there. End of racing point. Not bad whatsoever from sector. Best what is the best I could ever do. I think the best I could do is an 18.9. So sector's got some real good pace for them with 2/10 up. As Faris then on his in lap into the pits. Ryan the Dutchman comes across the line to start his flying lap. What about Gavin on his second attempt on those same set of softs? So this time, oh, I think he rode a bit too much curb there. I think he turned in a bit too early for the car's liking. So it cost himself a bit of time, did the Birdman. And let's see what his second sector is like. 52.8, like he did on his first lap time. So he lost a bit of time in that 6th corner. Had a bit of oversteer out of the 9th corner at the exit of Ascari. As we head down that long straight through parabolica we go, breaking to the 50-meter board. Want to straighten the car as much as you can. Do here, Boris Lando almost getting in his way there as Gavin comes across the line to set a 19.5. He has not improved. He stays where he is, and he's got a few more laps to do something about it. LRB, not on his lap time, backed out of it. What about his teammate Slash? Losing a lot of fuel there. And he comes round the checkered flag. 19.2, goes up into 4th place. Just ahead of Ryan. The Dutchman's on not on his lap time, so he's backed out of it. Apparently he said it was 2/10 up, so the Dutchman made a mistake somewhere on that lap time. B Yours not on his lap time. I think he's just finished it. Yes he has, he's just finished it, and it's a 19.4. There's Q-Tip ahead of him, and I think Q-Tip's on a lap time. LRB back in the pits. We'll go on board with Q-Tip. His first lap time was on the medium tyres. A bit of a complaint from Gavin there, saying there's people in his way on his flying lap. They should know to get out of the way for sure. Through the second chicane we go for Q-Tip. And now we come through the first Lesmo. Now to the second Lesmo. My camera angle's not too good with the Ferrari, is it? I like my camera angle on different cars, but not the Ferrari. As we come through turn 8 then, or turn 7 shall I say, to the first Lesmo. Ascari, apologies for that. Oh, he rides the curb and he doesn't. Oh, he crashed into the wall at the exit of Ascari. The curb sucked him in and he crashed out, and that's his qualifying done. I've done that before, but I managed to get away with it. It was back in CWC when I did the exact same thing, but I managed to avoid it. Hit the wall, managed to keep my front wing and tyre though, and that's his qualifying done, and he will start in 11th place. Go on board with Faris then. Unlucky to Q-Tip, but he's got the race ahead of him. We all make mistakes, and it's very easy to make mistakes around here, especially in Ascari. And Faris then comes across the line to set a 18.8, and he goes up into 1st place then, just ahead of Sector, who's in the pits. His teammate is on his outlap. Who else out there? LRB, not talked about him much, he's on his outlap. Big boy is in the pits, and so is Spies. So we're going on board with Boris Lando then. Unlucky to Q-Tip out there. Very easy to crash the Ascari. Won't be the first and won't be the last to do it, of course. We've seen plenty of people make mistakes through there in different leagues. It's very easy to lose the back end there. Very frustrating when you do so, because you need to take it very quickly through there, but at the same time Just got to be careful as we'll go on board with Boris Lander then as he heads down into the heavy braking zone down to turn 1 over 250 miles per hour. Locks up slightly into turn 1, but I don't think he perfects his performance. Decent exit coming out of turn 2 then as we head through Curb Grande, taking the tightest route through there. As we head down into the second chicane, he's a tenth slower on that lap. Not too bad through the second chicane. Got on the gravel just a bit, kicked him a bit of dirt, but it doesn't matter. I don't think he'll hold him up too much as he comes through turn 6 then. But before Boris Lander, second DRS straight. Under the bridge we go as we head into turn number 7 then for Boris Lander. He's almost a tenth up as he flies to a score. Look at him, look how committed he is. Could never do that on a controller because I'd just lose the car if I did that. Could never take it quick through there. I think that's where I lose most of my time through there. I lose it through the second chicane and I lose it through the score as well. That's the main place I lose it. It's very frustrating when you do so, lose it there. I got on the curb too much in the second chicane and he goes 19.7, so he goes up into 3rd place and it's a Haas 1-3. Not bad from the Haas team. Got ball with LRB then, getting a lovely toe off Ryan. Down that back straight wall, down to the second DRS straight. He's a huge 4 tenths up and this will help him a lot. Could possibly jump his teammate if he keeps this pace up. Has a little bit of a twitch coming out of Ascari. His teammate gives him a toe as well, so not only Ryan but his teammate will gain a lot of time through the 3rd sector. And again a lot of time on his lap then. Decent exit coming out of Parabolica. And now LRB comes across the line set at 19.1 and he goes up into 4th place ahead of his teammate. I think both Mercedes have timed this beautifully. LRB will probably cut the corner so he can... No, he doesn't. I would have thought he would have cut the corner so he can give his teammate a bit more slipstream. Alright, Ryan's on his lap as well. Bjorn's on his out lap. The Birdman is coming around the final corner to set his lap. Who will go on board with them? Spies? Yeah, we'll go on board with Spies then. Down in 10th place. Absolutely lovely through there. Nice and committed as well. Lovely through Ascari from Spies. There's his teammate ahead of him. Gonna give him a toe down the straight. Gets out of the way as his team... Oh, he backs out. Why did he back out? Let me go refresh that. Oh, he validated it. That's why. Damn it. It could have been a good lap time from Spies. So he's giving his teammate a bit of a toe. And then wonder if he's got enough fuel to go for it again. His teammate got a decent toe down that straight. Who should I go on board with then? Go on board with who? Slash, go on board with him as he heads down towards Parabolica. Both racing points in the background there as you can see. Worker Slash goes right out of EOS, but he goes up into 90.0, improves by a tenth and is up into 4th place. LRB, Ryan sets the fastest lap, it's an 18.8, so Ryan's got some really good decent pace on him today. LRB Yawn up on his delta as you can see by 3 tenths already in the 1st sector. That's because he got a lovely toe down the straight. As the Birdman comes across the line and he goes up into 7th place. B Yawn's gone purple in the middle sector, I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll stay on board with him. This will put him in the 18th, he can find more pace through the 3rd sector. Who else is out there? Big boy Ewan? No, yeah, he's on his lap as well. So Bjorn rounds Parabolica. Heads towards the finish line. Can he get a pole? Can he get a pole? Yes, he can! LRB Yawn is on pole position. He's done it. Well done, my friend. He's absolutely smashed it, and Ryan's invalidated it too. But what about Sector? Sector coming through Parabolica. And McLaren's gone off the track somewhere. Like a Curb Grande. So, can Spyros stop LRB Yawn, or will it be Sector? We'll find out who it is. Yawn should be happy with that, but can Sector do something about it? Do the Parabolica? Can Sector take back pole? Can he do it? I think he can, you know. And he does it. It's an 18.5. 18.5. That's a mega tie from Sector. It's from the help of his teammate as well. Spyros on his last lap, headed down. Oh, was that a car who crashed? Oh, he's invalidated it. Spyros has invalidated his lap time, and that's him done. Big boy Ewan then. And I think he's done for the session too. So that's qualified done then for the 11 cars. So Sector is on pole ahead of Bjorn. Ryan's in 3rd place ahead of Spyros in 4th. Big boy Ewan in 5th place ahead of Morris Lander. Slash in 7th ahead of LRB. The Birdman in 9th ahead of Spies, and Q-Tip down in 11th place too. So that's the qualifying done for BPRL tonight. Well, that's qualified done then, and we'll wait for the session to count down. I don't know who should retire from the session, but good qualifying. That's the end of the qualifying then. I don't know what we're waiting for. I think we're waiting for Big Boy Ewan to retire to the session. From the session. Right then, that's the end of qualifying session. You can see the results for yourselves, and off we go to the next session then for the race. I can't wait for this race. Despite having 11 people in this qualifying session, or the session, still better than none, and I really hope we get some good results. The Birdman. Good luck to you all, to 11 drivers that turned up here tonight. Thank you for turning up, and really hope you have a good race. As you know, all the drivers get taken out in the first corner. That's my evening done then, but I'm only kidding. Hope that doesn't happen, and hopefully we have a good race on our hands. Despite having these 11 people, these 9 other people think football is more important than F1. League race is more important than F1, no doubt. I'm only kidding, by the way. I'd probably watch football as well if I were me, but I didn't even know it was on. Not a huge football fan whatsoever. And hope you don't crash, because I need you in this race to put some entertainment on, the Birdman. Right, 27 laps ahead of us then. I pursue Q-tips on the medium tyres. Nobody's on the soft, so everybody is on the soft compound tyres then. Nobody will be going longer than anybody else. Probably all pit at the same time. Some will probably extend it 2 or 3 laps, but I don't think you want to stay out too long on those soft tyres, because the undercut's rather powerful around here on those medium tyres. So what's your predictions then? There's 2 racing points in 1st and 3rd. Then you've got Bjorn in 2nd place. You've got Spyros Virus. You've got Big Boy Ewan, Warslander. You've got Slash, LRB, Gavin, Spies, and Q-Tip. Hello Ryder, how are you? So what's your predictions here then? Will it be Sato? Will it be Bjorn? Will it be Ryan? Or will it be anybody else? The 2 racing points can work their magic on the Alfa Romeo. He's in a bit of a pickle there. It is Bjorn with the 2 racing points in 1st and 3rd can work together. I know these 2 can work together, but recently they haven't been having good results. Sato won the Belgian Grand Prix, didn't he? Wasn't look like it whatsoever. There's like a low chance of Setter winning the Belgian Grand Prix. But when that safety car came out, absolutely helped him. Good man, need Q-Tip to win. Yep, Q-Tip down in 11th place. We know the man has got some good pace on him. We know he's got some consistency too. We know he's always there when it matters, so hopefully Q-Tip can sneak up there like he always does. A bit unlucky last race, but overall a decent driver. What happened to Spice? Well, down in 10th place. I thought he'd be like up there with the others, but anyways, all of them's got good pace. Good luck to all the 11 drivers then. Who will make it into the first corner first? Will it be Bjorn? Will it be Setter? Will it be Ryan? Can he get a decent start? Tow his teammate and get past him? Or Setter get a decent start off the line? Second place does tend to get ahead of first place. Depends how Setter will defend. Will he go to the inside straight away if he gets off the start? Will he stick to his normal line and take the inside line to turn 2? Who knows, but anyways. It's about to unravel down the first corner then. There are the lights. And yeah, we are underway for round... No, we're not. Oh, the lights went out quicker for me then. Right then, lights out, away we go then for round 7. Did Bjorn get a better start? Then Setter, looks like he has, and he's going side by side with him as they head down into turn 1 then. Bjorn has the inside line. Will he break later to cut Setter off? He does, and Setter's got passed by his teammate as well, because he got cut off in the first corner, compromised in the second corner. His teammate is up into second place, so Setter's lost 2 positions there from Ryan and Bjorn. And now he's got the Williams for comfort as well. Big boy Ewan pulls out to go side by side into the third and fourth corner, second chicane. Breaks later than Setter. He's got ahead of him. Setter has lost 3 positions, or has he? Still going side by side with him, coming into the first Lesmo, and Williams stays ahead of Setter then. So Setter has lost 3 positions, first to fourth in what, 3 or 4 corners, and he's all over the back of big boy Ewan. And Bjorn then is leading this race ahead of Ryan, who's 3/10 behind him. It's a Dutch one too. Look at Setter coming back at big boy Ewan down the inside. Will he go down the inside? Not really a place to go side by side. He will try to. Big boy, you went off the track there, and look at the back end. Look at Setter, he's lost the back end. Oh, he was in the gravel, but like a few lagging issues there as the Haas is going side by side with him. Look at Slash going down the inside. He probably have to wait because he wants that slipstream down the straight. No DRS yet, of course, so we can't use that. As they go side by side, do a parabolica then. Now they're side by side coming out of it. Faris is ahead of Setter as Bjorn sets the fastest lap of the race. Look at Slash and big boy Ewan then. Faris in the double slipstream effect as big boy Ewan then comes down to the first corner. Slash has the outside line, now the inside line. Same as Setter. Will he push him a bit onto the gravel? No, he doesn't. Gives him room, and they're still side by side coming out of turn 2 then. In the curb and grounded they go, and big boy Ewan is still ahead of Slash, and I don't think he will have an attempt to overtake down in the third corner either. A bit too tight through there. And alright then, so Q-Tip 10th place. Gavin's lost how many? I think he's lost 2 positions, hasn't he? He started 9th, now down in 11th place. So Q-Tip, Gavin's got some ground to make after losing out at the start. Lost 2 positions, and Spy's getting a wheel on the gravel there. Not going to help his case, but he's all over the back of Wallace Lander. I go on board with Slash coming down to Ascari. And he's wise enough not to make a move because he's got the whole straight to himself to try and overtake as LRB and Q-Tip going at it at Ascari. Q-Tip has to back out of it and stay in 10th place. LRB has the race in line. So the top 2 then pulling away from 3rd downwards, 2.9 second gap, which is helpful for the top 2. Which is not helpful for Bjorn because he's got Ryan all over the back of him as he sets the fastest lap then. Go on board with the top 2. And I think he's too far back to make a move, is Ryan. I don't think he'll send a lunge down the inside either. And Slash then, you can see the Williams defending the inside line, parks his car in the middle of the track, which is quite the best thing to do, to be honest, to prevent him from going down the inside and the outside. But Setter's side by side with the Haas coming out of turn 2. Setter has the high ground, and oh, there's a Ferrari in the background that has smashed the bollards, and that is Q-Tip. So what happened to him? Did he outbrake himself? Did he get pushed off? Who knows, but he's down in 11th place. As we come down to the second chicane then. So what has happened to Q-Tip? He falls into 11th place where he started. Did he go side by side with the Birdman? Gavin's up into 10th place. Right then, so DRS is activated this lap. Will we see any overtakes from DRS? We saw some overtakes even without DRS, so this just looks like it's going to be an interesting race. Now the DRS train's coming in, and Ryan didn't get the best exits through there, did he, from Ascari? I think he lost about 2/10 to Ascari, and it further pushes him away from Bjorn. Right then, so look, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th all embroiled a battle for 3rd place. Warris Landers just further behind with LRB. Right, there's Sector, and there is Sparus Varus. Cars ahead of us are Slash and Big Boy Ewan. Sector also had the DRS to help himself. And Sparus Varus want to go around the outside, which has the inside. Oh, he hits the back of the Mercedes there. And Sector stays ahead with the outside line for turn 2. Better launch, and he gets ahead of Spies Faust, or stays ahead. As further back we see Spies and Gavin, the Birdman has overtaken Spies, and he moves up into 9th place. Heading into the 3rd and 4th corner here. Very easy to get wrong. Bounce over that curb and into the gravel you go. Done it plenty of times before. You got to be brave as well. No steering adjustments through there, because if you do, guaranteed to get it wrong to the second chicane. Alright, so it's just DRS trains then happening on lap 4, and Ryan's got closer to Bjorn. Look at that. But I noticed the last lap he lost a bit of time to Ascari. He loses a bit of time again, but he's stuck in that dirty air behind his fellow countryman. And Big Boy Ewan then defending the pressure from Slash behind him. And look at Sector versus... Oh, Q-Tip's retired from the session. He's crashed at Ascari. He did that qualifying, and he's done it again in the race. And that's a VSC. So will anyone go on the hard tyres then, probably, to the end of this race? We've got 3 people in the pits. 4 people in the pits. 5 in fact. So the race leaders have pitted. Bjorn and Sector. Ryan, sorry. Big Boy Ewan's in the pits. Slash is in the pits. Sector's in the pits. So double, not really a double stack, is it? Because nah, not really a double stack. A lot of cars. Do you know what? The top 2 have just stayed out. The top 2 have stayed out. Sparus Varus and LRB. So they've got on the medium tyres. Now I've seen someone do this before. Go to the end on these medium tyres, but with my setup I cannot go to the end on the medium tyres, because my setup is like a time trial setup and they burn the tyres out. So if I was them I would have gone on the hards, but depending what setup they've got on, I think they're confident to go to the end on those medium tyres then. I think those medium can go to the end for sure, but with my setup they can't, because they just burn the tyres out so much. A bit of time management going on, do you reckon, for these drivers? Then push towards later in the race, or will they go full attack? It is early to pit on the medium tyres. They usually pit around lap 9 and 10, but the VSC, they took the opportunity to pit, and they have done. So I reckon 1st and 2nd will go on their normal strategies then. I don't think LLP could have pitted, because he would have double stacked behind his teammate. And there is Sector, they're making a move on Warris Lander. Will he outbrake himself in Ascari? Oh, he just has a messy exit in Ascari, and Warris Lander overtakes him back. These 2 keep fighting. The more time they'll lose to the guys ahead, considering Sector had to stay in the pits a little bit longer than he would have wanted because of the delay. And Bjorn, easy play on the straight there because he's not using any ERS, and Ryan has overtaken him for the lead, well, the net lead shall I say, up into 3rd place. And Bjorn trying to fight back. Any more overtakes? Sector's got past Warris Lander up into 7th place he goes. Easy move with the DRS he had. Did he compromise himself a bit through the 2nd corner? Warris Lander, can he use the slipstream to get past Sector in the 2nd chicane? So Bjorn then, he needs to stay behind Ryan, or stay close to Ryan, stay in that 1 second DRS range to ensure that he stays ahead, or stays in touch, and try and overtake him next time out for 3rd place, effectively 1st, because the top 2 have not made the pit stops yet. Will Warris Lander try and fight back Sector? Can Sector close in on Slash? 2.5 seconds behind. Sector got delayed a bit in the pits, because you know this game doesn't really allow double stacks, do they, or both cars coming in at the same time. It wasn't really a double stack, it was just two cars coming in at the same time. Alright then, so Bjorn has stayed in close range of Ryan to get that slipstream and DRS to pass him again on the straight. Will it be easy? We can see Ryan already going defensive away from Bjorn. Not using any ERS now, turning the ERS up. Turning the extra engine mode up. He needs to turn it down because he won't overtake here. Just needs to save that a little bit extra ERS. Oh, can't be making moves like that because you know he's not going to give you any space because it's his racing line, and you're not close enough. Ryan, Warislander locks up on the other racing point. Then the Birdman and Spies closely followed behind. 20 laps to go in this race. Then Bjorn still in the back of Ryan. They're 5-10 separated. Bjorn can't afford to make any mistakes. Just need to settle in behind Ryan and try and use that ERS and DRS, trying to stay close and use it effectively to try and get past, save as much as he can. And yellows through sector 2, and that's Spies who spun through the 4th corner. Safety, that's not a safety car surely. I've seen worse crashes than that. That's not a safety car. Do you know what? That safety car has benefited the top 2. Their wish has came true. It's a no-brainer to pit for sure. They've got to pit. Yep, he's pitting. Yep, the top 2 are pitting then. And that is played out beautifully for those two. LRB and Spire as far as done exactly what they wanted. Because this Alpha driver spun it in the wall and caused a safety car. That's not worthy of a safety car. I've seen Q-tips crash. That was worthy of a safety car, not a virtual. It was in the middle of the road, for God's sake. So Bjorn's in the pits again, interestingly. Will it go on a brand new set of mediums? I hope he don't go on the hard because they could be a bit slow. And he'll lose a lot of track position and time. Yes, he will go on a brand new set of mediums. And it's to serve a penalty. No, he's broken his front wing. I can see a front wing being changed. So he has to serve a penalty and change his front wing. He probably made contact with Ryan, probably hit the back of him. He probably outbroke himself into turn 1 and 2. So let's see then, when did he get that penalty? Was it collision with Ryan? It's 5-second time penalty, what for? And Q-tips left. 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. So Bjorn's the only one that's got a penalty, excluding Q-tip because he's out of the race. Well, at least he's served his 5-second time penalty. He doesn't have to worry about it towards the end of the race. He can reset himself and focus towards the end of this race now. Doesn't have to worry about the 5 seconds. He's served it, and yeah, all the worries and stress has gone. But what he needs to do is just take his time, get his way through the field. There will be a bit of a train going on ahead of us, but gotta take it nice and patient. So, like I said, who was it? LRB and Spires Faris had a perfect opportunity to pit. They took it and they're rejoining 4th and 5th. Big boy Ewan's back in 2nd place then. Ryan's up into 1st. So Spies needs a bit of catching up to do. They're in the 3rd sector, he's in the 2nd sector. Man, you best hope the safety car don't come in the next lap because he needs to push as hard as he can. I don't think he's under a delta, is he? So he can just push and try and catch up to the safety car, because it effectively could ruin his race if he doesn't. So Spies the man that's caused the safety car, but it's helped him at the same time because he hasn't lost a lot of time and he could have he could catch up to the pack. Everybody's caught up except Spies. So we head up to lap 9 and 10 then. I think their pit window would have been open by now if they were still on the soft tyres without any safety or virtual safety cars, because the soft stint will be coming to an end. So your race leader is Ryan ahead of Big Boy Ewan. 3rd place is Slash ahead of Spires Faris. LRB in 5th ahead of Sector. Warislander in 7th ahead of Bjorn. The Birdman in 9th ahead of Spies. And looks like everybody was scoring a point there because there's only 10 runners. So the only retirement is Q-tip, unfortunately. He crashed at Ascari. He crashed there in qualifying. And very easy to drop it there at Ascari. Done it plenty of times myself. I've also done it in another league where it's crucial for the championship. I bottled there twice because I locked up, put a wheel on the grass, locked up, then I got on the curb, the car was just unsettled and I spun it and hit the wall. God knows how I didn't get any front wing damage. Oh man, I didn't lose my tyre from that either. So, commiserations to Bjorn and Q-Tip then, because Bjorn's dropped all the way down to 8th place after serving a 5-second tyre penalty for speeding in the pits and changes from wing. So both Alphas not really having a good race. Hopefully they can fight back. Big boy Ewan's really had a good race, isn't he, in 2nd place? Spent most of his time in a few races. He was there in the top 10 quite a lot. Now he finds himself in 2nd place. He's got some really good pace on him, hasn't he? In the Williams. Slash as well. Where did he start? Let me go check where he started. Safety car is in this lap. And he started in 7th place. This big boy Ewan's got a 5-second tyre penalty for collision with Ryan. I understand because it's like, oh, there's a bit of full wind damage as well. I did see a bit of full wind damage in the background of our screen. Was that big boy Ewan? I think it was, wasn't it? Was it? A few cars going wide through a parabolic, and I think it was big boy. And look at that, Slash and Spirus going side by side. Just behind us, there's 3 wide. And I really hope they sort themselves out before they get to the first corner. So Spirus goes down the inside of Slash. Oh, down the inside goes the Haas on the racing point. Spirus is up into 3rd place ahead of Slash. And look at that, Sector's got a bad exit coming out of turn 2. And Warslander is up into 5th place ahead of Sector. Will Sector try and fight back down into the 3rd corner? Then watch a chicane, and he did tap the back of him, and it's affected his braking. He's hit the back of him again. They both go off the track, and look at that ahead of us. We don't really see overtakes happening through here, but Spirus ahead of Slash. So Sector then hit the back of Warslander, unsettled with his braking, locked up. Hit him again, and I hope he hasn't got any full wind damage. Who else? We got Spies as well. Be yours down into 10th place. What's happened to him? Did he get caught up with that 3 wide? He's dropped down into 10th, and I wonder. Gavin's got a 3-second tyre penalty as well. Look at that. Struggling to do a Ascari as he has massive oversteer. And what happened to him then? Did he get any full wind damage? Was he the man? No, he hasn't got any full wind damage. I think it was definitely Ewan then that got full wind damage on the back straight. You're very easy to do because the adrenaline going through your desperation to try and get past Ryan. The pressure that's onto you when you try and get the best of restarts, but at the same time you lose your concentration and hit someone. And Gavin's close enough, but will he make a move? No, he doesn't. For a minute I thought LRB would hit the back of Sector, but he hasn't. As Varus gets a 3-second time penalty, there's spars all over the back of him. So Gavin putting pressure on LRB ahead of us. And what's happening down here then? I'm surprised Human's got good pace despite this one-way damage. Might be struggling just a bit, hence why Spirus is caught up to him. But at the same time he's done a good job despite that full-way damage. So Sector all over the back of Warslander then. DRS is activated the next lap. We'll see some overtaking happening there. I think big boy Ewan went wide to the second Lesmo. As Spirus is going to go for it, so let's see what happens then as he... will big boy Ewan let him go? No, he brakes late. This could be ending bad because of the lack of downforce on the front end of the car, but no, not too bad. They've given a bit of a push, but that's racing. And Slash going side by side with the Haas. You know what? With the front wind damage, I thought he would go off the track with the understeer we're having, but he saved it. Well, kept it. And DRS is activated this lap, or the next lap on lap 12. They can use that to try and overtake. And Spirus' second attempt to try and get past the Williams is going to make the stick this time. And they have the inside line. Into turn 1 they go, on board with Slash. And he's done it. Spirus is ahead of Ewan. And Gavin going side by side with LRB. Oh! And I think LRB might have a bit of front wind damage, it seems, on the right hand side. No, he doesn't. Go on board with Slash there, because he's close to Ewan. Oh, gotta be careful, boys. Not really a place to go side by side. It's so tight through there. And thankfully none of them spun. A bit of wheel banging and touching there, but thankfully no major contact was made between those guys. Oh, Sector just hit the back of him. He's just sent him to a spin. Oh no, oh, it's just ended badly for whoever that was. Who was that? That was Sector. That is Warslander and Sector. Be honest with you, Sector was the one that caused the incident because he hit the back of Warslander, sent him to a spin, So he paid the consequences for that one, I'm afraid, my friend. I don't really like to put the blame on people, but it's just obvious. As you can see, Big Boy U is backing out to get the DRS behind Slash. I've done that plenty of times behind people. But at the same time, with the lack of downforce he's got in the car due to that full wind damage, he's struggling through Parabolica. Look at the ERS from Slash. Should be easy for Big Boy U. Look at that. Massive overspeed he has on him. Down to the first corner we go. Will he outbrake himself? No, he doesn't. It slows the car down. And into third place he goes. LRB's in the pits. Onto a brand new set of soft tyres and a brand new front wing 2 sectors in the pits as well. His teammate is leading the race. Just keeping out of all the trouble. Just having a clean race up in first place with Sparrows in second place and Big Boy Ewan under pressure from Slash again. The Birdman in 5th place at a Bjorn. Spies 7th ahead of Warislander. Warislander did not pit. He didn't have any front wind damage. There was no need to pit and waste even more time. So I feel sorry for him getting in an incident he shouldn't be involved in. But Slash then getting a decent exit through the second Lesmo. Pulls out and he's ahead of Ewan as they head down into turn 7 in Ascari. You can see he's struggling quite a lot. Do you think he should pit? He's going to lose a lot of time and a lot of downforce on that car with the front wing damage he has. I don't know if it's the best thing to pit or not. Probably wait a few more laps just in case a VSC or safety car comes out again. We've reached the halfway mark point then as we head on to lap 14. So half the race is completed and the 2 Alphas look like they're going to have a fight for 7th place, 6th place. Bjorn has DRS on the back of the Birdman and Spies has DRS on the back of his teammate but can't get close because he's protected from the DRS as we head down to the first corner then. Alright then, so what's happening at the front? Ryan's just having a peaceful race, a gap of 1.5 seconds over Spies Virus in 2nd place. Slash is down in 3rd place ahead of Big Boy Ewan. 2 tenths up he said on his Delta. He's managing the front wing damage well, is Ewan. I thought he would have pitted at the end of the lap, but he decided to stay out, which is probably the best idea to do because I think he rejoined down in 7th place or 8th place in fact. He rejoined down in 8th if he pitted and probably lose a lot more time than he would have wanted. He looks comfortable in 4th place and in DRS range of Slash. I think Slash is slightly catching Sparrows Flowers. We'll keep an eye on the gap as well between those two, and you don't want to be doing that too often, cutting the curb. Because cut the corner, sorry, because you'll get so many penalties. And Spies has dropped away from his teammates. So what happened then? Did Spies have a bit of a moment somewhere on the track? Because he's what, 1.5 seconds away from his teammate. He was in DRS range and now he's dropped out of it for whatever reason. He probably made a little bit of a mistake. So he's released the pressure from his teammate and putting pressure on the guy ahead of him, which is the Birdman in 5th place. And yet again, as always, not close enough to try and make a lunge into turn 1. Gavin sliding through the first corner and the second corner, so Gavin there lost a lot of time. He's compromised himself. Look at Bjorn getting a decent exit coming out of the first 2 corners, and he allows Gavin to pull away because Gavin's using 4. And smartly, Bjorn is saving the ERS. And look at Gavin's ERS as well, so he could be vulnerable down the street. And he keeps using the wrong lines like that, my friend. You allow Bjorn to get past you very easily. I know he's using no assist. It could be difficult for him, which it is difficult, but it seems. Look at that. I think he's struggling quite a lot, is Gavin. The pressure getting to him because of Bjorn right behind him. Can't afford to make any small mistakes. Keep using different lines for the corners, which is not working. Sky, one of the most difficult corners on the track. Execute their way nicely, but that's allowed his teammates to come back into play. The gap was 1.5 seconds, now it's 4 tenths, so he's gained 1.1 seconds in 1 lap as Spies on those 2 ahead of him. Bjorn doesn't want to take advantage of Gavin's mistake. He wants to save ERS and try and power his way past down the straight because Gavin's ERS doesn't look healthy, does it? Look at that. All the way down. And will Bjorn trying to overtake Gavin's defending the inside line, moving lanes, trying to break the slipstream. As down the inside goes Bjorn. Will he make it stick? Yes, he has. Oh, I don't think he forced Gavin off the track. I think he's just, I don't know. But he allows Bjorn to get past. And now he has to watch out for the Alpha right behind him too, because he might fancy a chance to go up into 6th place. He'll take the outside line, which is not really the best way to go. Gavin stays ahead of Spies. I don't know what to say about the first corner. I think B almost committed to take that position and the line through there. I think Gavin should have just I don't know, I don't really want to hold a judgment on that one. Spies sliding his way through the second Lesmo. And look at that, the gap between the top two have gone down as well, I've noticed. 1.1, 1.0 now. And I've noticed the gap between second and third has gone up. So Slash is not catching Spies Virus. So Spies Virus is in DRS range of Ryan. We'll keep an eye on that battle, but we've got a health, we've got a good Spies again. What's happened to him? He's dropped out of the 1 second. He's 1.8 seconds behind, 2.3 seconds. So he must have had a moment through Ascari. He was so close to Gavin, but did he make another mistake in the Ascari chicane again? So Spies making another mistake, and he's dropped away from Gavin. He locks up into turn 1. I thought he hit the back of him, compromising himself in turn 2 and losing even more time, allowing Spies to come back at him slightly. So the gap is 7 tenths between the top two. Wildslander picks up a 3-second time penalty, whereas he's standing in 8th place on those medium tyres. So the battle for first then could be interesting between the top two, because the gap has been going down gradually, and now it's 6 tenths between the two. So keep an eye on that. We're keeping an eye on the Birdman, and he's 1.2 seconds behind. And LRB Yawn has picked up the pace a lot, because he's 9 tenths behind Big Boy Ewan. So he's back on the pace, back on the charge ball to try and get past him. But anyways, we're keeping on the top two there, because he's getting closer and closer. But Ryan's got more ERS to play with than Spies Virus. Oh, in the background, I think he's crashed. Or has he? Gavin has kept it out of the wall, has he? In the background, I saw McLaren go off the track, and yes, he has kept it out of the wall. So good escape from Gavin there, as we go back on board with the top two. And yet again, as always, not close enough to try and make a lunge. So what Spies needs to do then is save ERS behind Ryan, because Ryan's got more ERS compared to him, so he needs to save that and use it in the wise places. And B Yawn caught up to Ewan quite a lot as well. Was 9 tenths, now he's very close. That front wing damage is compromising just a bit. And look at the ERS, this should be a bit easy for B Yawn, but the power advantage he has. And now he's overtaken Big Boy Ewan for 4th place. Up into 4th he goes. He gets a 3-second time penalty as well to add even more pain. He got that front wing damage. And now, in the background there, Spies just not getting the best of exits through turn 4. Yeah, sliding through the exit with Wildslander as well. Right then, so the battle for first and second looks tasty out front, so we'll keep on board with them then. Slash is dropping back to Spies, and B Yawn's 3.5 seconds away. So can he get a podium? Podium's likely if he keeps his pace up. Right then, so this battle for first place looks rather interesting there between the top two. Spies Virus is much closer and he's saved more ERS this time. But yet again, Ryan's got more ERS compared to him. Down the straight we go with the DRS. And will he overtake him? Yes, he will. He goes up into first. He's done it. Now Ryan needs to stay in his DRS, do the same thing he did to him on the previous lap time. As Gavin then closer to Big Boy Ewan as well. Heading down to the first corner. Big Boy Ewan struggling with that front wing damage he suffered at the safety car. Probably got a bit too excited or wasn't paying attention. You need to pay attention at all times, because you never know what the car in front could do. They're not supposed to brake, accelerate, brake. You probably accelerated and lift off throttle. Alright then, so Ryan then got more ERS again compared to Spies Virus. Heading down the second DRS straight. I want to go on board with Gavin as well. He's closer to Big Boy Ewan. What happened to Spies then in this race? He was very close to Gavin, but twice he's dropped off the pace because of, I think he suffered through the third sector, which is here. I think he suffered through Ascari, because that's where I've noticed he's lost the most time. So I wonder if he's just struggling through here, or making just silly mistakes through here as well. Doesn't look like it from here. And looks like Ryan's dropping back further away from Spies as they head on to lap 20. 7 laps to go. It's been an interesting race to say at least. Despite having 10 drivers, it's been an interesting race. Not been a boring race at all, in fact. I would say with 10 drivers only, it would have been a bit boring, but... Oh, there is Gavin on Ewan then. Goes down the inside and he's up into 5th place. Did he get his braking right? Oh, he's overshot the first corner and the second corner. I knew he broke a bit late and he's got a 3-second tyre penalty and he's been passed again by Ewan. So Gavin needs to make adjustments to his braking then. Overshot the first and second corner then, so he needs to find a different preference to the first corner, different brake. With all that speed he's carrying, he needs to learn to brake a bit earlier so he doesn't overshoot the corners. Massive overspeed. Probably broke at the same point, but with that DRS and overspeed he had, he didn't expect to be arriving at such great speed through the first corner. So Ryan is still in the DRS range of Sparus then. Sparus seems like he's got a good pace. He showed it in qualifying, didn't he? Where did he start? He only started down in 4th place. I didn't expect him to lead this race whatsoever because I know Ryan's got some decent good pace on him, like he always does, but Sparus though needs to work on saving the ERS because look at that, that's unhealthy for his ERS. As we go on board with Gavin then for round 2, will he get it? Will he choose his perfect braking point? Where does he brake this time? Does he brake at the 150 metre board? Does he get it braking right? He misses the first apex, but not too bad. And big boy Ewan, we know we can't really fight it back because he's got full wind damage, and he has lack of ERS as well. Needs to save the ERS, but he's coming back at Gavin. Oh, he hits the back of him. Gives him a bit of push through the Curb Grande. Oh, Gavin's missed his braking zone. Almost, big boy Ewan almost missed his braking zone. Where is Gavin? Gavin is behind him again. So Gavin's just misjudged his braking again. Just needs to be careful, does Gavin, not to do that because it's losing him. He's cost himself a lot of time, and he could fall into the clutches of Spies again because Spies will be catching up. Like he's done for the previous past few laps as Spies. When he catches up, he doesn't need to make these mistakes again because when he catches up to Gavin, he tends to make little mistakes through the 3rd sector, so he just needs to be careful not to do that when Spies comes towards Gavin and big boy Ewan. Yellow's to sector 2, and that is sector 2 spun round. Off he goes again. Sector's race has just gone bad to worse, but Slash is pitted, interestingly. 16 lap old. Look at those tyres, don't look healthy, do they? Graining on the left front. Onto the soft tyres he goes. And he won't be happy with that one, having to pit as Gavin goes for it again, down the inside. Cautious on the brakes this time. This is good racing, they both bang wheels. But who gets a better exit coming out of turn 2? It looks like big boy Ewan. I love this fight between the 4th and 5th place. Oh, Ryan's got closer to Sparus as well. 3 tenths is the gap between 1st and 2nd, now 5 tenths as Gavin overtakes big boy Ewan. Does he get his braking right this time? Yes he does, but he gets over the curb and gets a 3-second time penalty. And what's happening with Spies then? Spies is getting closer to big boy Ewan and Gavin. He'll be in the DRS range round about now, and I best hope he stays there because he did make some mistakes earlier on. He dropped back quite massively as well, so go on board with the top 2 then. Look at Ryan, closer to Spirus. Looks like Ryan's straight line speed was better than Spirus, unless he was in different engine mode. They're both down in 0 down that back straight. Now up into 4 they go. Oh, what's happening here? Gavin has spun, I think, through Ascari, or made a little bit of I think he caught the car. As Ryan has overtaken Spirus then for 1st place again. He retakes the lead of this race and up into 1st he goes, but Gavin, I caught him a few laps ago making the same mistake in Ascari. He's done it again, and Spies then on the back of Ewan. Ewan's done a good job considering he's got that full mid damage. He overshoots the first corner, so sorry about jinxing him there. And it's clear that Spies will be clearly ahead of him, but what about Gavin? Gavin's ahead of him as well. What's happening further behind, because there are some yellow flags but they've cleared up. You know what, despite having 10 people in this race, not too bad, is it? This race hasn't been too boring, has it? It's lap 23. Do you know what, I've had like 4 lobbies before and this race has been more quicker than the 4 lobbies. It's only 4 laps to go, and this race has been so interesting. Really enjoy commentating for this one. I don't know what it is. Like, I've had 20 people driving before, and it's been boring, and took a lot of time. But this one, with only 10 drivers in, or 11 drivers, but one of them's out, it's been a good race, hasn't it? Not too bad, not too boring. Oh, Virus is close to Ryan again. 110 separates them, and it should be a bit easy down the straight. He needs to activate that EOS. He probably activated it a bit too late. Ryan's down to 0. Interesting then, they both put it down to 0. So are they waiting for the crucial moments? This is strategy going on here, because they don't want to waste their EOS, because these are the most crucial parts of the race, the latter stages of the race, lap 24 to lap 27 then. I understand why both of them are saving the EOS down the straight when he could possibly overtake him rather quickly and easily, but it is coming towards the last part of the race as Gavin versus Spies again. Gavin's caught up, hasn't he, to those two? He's overtaken you, but he's caught up to Spies. So Gavin, he hasn't let that mistake phase him whatsoever. And I wonder if it's those old tyres that's hurted his performance as well. Spies stays ahead of Gavin then. Yeah, so it's interesting from the top two then. Saving the EOS for the main crucial parts of the race. I think they'll wait for lap 26 and 7 to activate that EOS. They're going to use a little bit of EOS to stay in touch with each other, but not all of it, because they need to wait for lap 26 and 7 to try and overtake each other. And Gavin has rather easily overtaken Spies into Ascari. There you go. Go on board with the top two then. Will he do the same as last lap? Yes, he puts it down into 2. Who is going to win this race then? Will it be Ryan or will it be Virus? I've not seen one of these two pick up a penalty yet, as Virus goes down the inside of Ryan. Up into first place he goes. We've got 2 laps to go here. Who will win the Italian Grand Prix? For a minute I thought Gavin would have pitted them, but he's trying to break the slipstream. 2 Spies behind him. They're both losing a lot of EOS. Gavin's put it down into 0. As Ryan doesn't go for it down here into the second chicane. And it looks like Spies has got a better exit coming out turn 2 than he's almost side by side, but Gavin stays ahead of Spies. This has been a very interesting race as well. It's been like an entertaining race from start to finish. You can see Gavin more confident to the second chicane, carrying more speed than Spies. Big boy Ewan, despite that front wing damage he's suffering, not done a bad job, has he? Who knows where he could have finished if he didn't have that front wing damage. That safety car was a long time ago, so he's done a good job despite all of that, as Slash has overtaken him. Oh, he's actually... Wallace Landers made a mistake. He's got a puncher, I can tell. He has got a puncher. Where is it? It's the left rear. He's got a puncher. And what has happened to Ryan? Because he's dropped out. 1.5 seconds is the gap. What has happened to Ryan? Do you know what? I think punchers are more likely to happen. They're coming to puncher territory now. If he's got a puncher with 20 lap old tyres, then what about Ryan with 21 lap old tyres? He might suffer a puncher. He's 1.9 seconds further back. I got a puncher as well in my other race. I feel so sorry for him. He's had so much bad luck in this race. He got spun by Sector, and yeah, it's just got bad to worse as the tyre deflaminates. If it was real life, driving like that, he would probably damage his floor. So, oh, he's got a puncher. Ryan's got a puncher. There's 2 punchers. Ryan has got a puncher. That's a real shame. He's done nothing wrong whatsoever. And Ryan has suffered a puncher on the left rear, same as Boris Lander. So we've got 2 punchers. Do you know what? This race, absolutely mega. Despite having only 10, he needs to be careful not to lose the car. Oh, Bjorn's back into second place. Bjorn has re-overtaken Ryan for second place. He's back on the podium despite what's happened. This race, with only 10 drivers, has put on some good action here tonight. You never know, the smaller the better drivers, as look at Spies and Gavin going for it again. So how old is Ryan's tyre? 21 lap old. There he is, down the straight at slow speed. Oh my goodness, I feel so sorry for Ryan. Done nothing wrong whatsoever in this race. And just needs to be careful in this corner. He needs to slow it down a bit so it doesn't spin out. As we head on to the last lap of the race then. Wow, I didn't expect that to happen whatsoever. Look at his tyres, 19 lap old. He was fighting Ryan for a bit. Will he get a puncher? Who will get a puncher? As Gavin locks up, you know what? If he continues driving like that, he'll get a puncher, and he'll get a 5-second penalty as well. He's suffered quite a few lockups as Gavin. I hope he doesn't get a puncher. And Bjorn then looks like he's struggling just a bit with that out of turn 4. Oh, look at that, sliding through turn 3 as well, turn 5 as well. He just needs to slow it down. I hope he doesn't get a puncher. But as far as then pitted at the right time is the race leader after an amazing battle with Ryan, slowing down through the corners to ensure that he doesn't get a puncher. Big boy Ewan, he suffered from wind damage. He's on 22 lap old tyres. Will this man get a puncher? I can feel it. I can even feel it on this car. But as far as rounds Parabolica, a last lap overtake from Gavin? Nope, not yet. Sparrows will win the Italian Grand Prix. LRB Yorn will come round Parabolica to finish in second place. What about the battle for third and fourth? And what about big boy Ewan? Will he survive with 22 lap old medium tyres? Here he is then. I hope he doesn't get a puncher. And nope, he survives. He survives. And Gavin will come across the line to finish in 5th, 6th place. As Spies take... Oh! Yeah, it doesn't matter, it's the end of the race anyways. But double alpha podium. Both alphas have scored a podium, despite what's happened to them. Spies ended up in last place at one stage of the race, so did Bjorn. Both alphas had a podium, despite what's happened to them. As LRB then comes towards the checkered flag to finish in 7th place. But Ryan, commiserations to Ryan, done nothing wrong, he finishes in 8th place. Boyslander, who also suffered a puncher on the rear left, will come home to finish in 9th place. That was a really good race, only 10 drivers. And it was a really fantastic race. That race absolutely flown by, that was enjoyable to watch. Thank you for putting some good action here tonight. As set then, the last man to come across the line will finish in 10th place. That was an interesting race. Thank you very much everybody for displaying a good race. To say there was only 10 drivers in the race, that wasn't so bad whatsoever, was it? Usually when I commentate for like 18 or 20 drivers, it's usually boring, but only 10 drivers in this race. Wow. So congratulations for Sparrows for winning the Italian Grand Prix. Double alpha podium then. Congratulations to both alphas, considering what happened to them. Spice, he started down in 10th place and finished in 3rd. So who will I give driver of the day? Who do I think deserves driver of the day? I think Spice, because he started down in 10th place. He was last most of the race. He didn't get any penalties. He drove a clean race. He made a few mistakes now and then, but he made less than everybody else, and he finished in 3rd place. So my driver of the day will be Spice. I would say Bjorn. Oh, I don't know. Probably Bjorn and Spies. But anyways, that's the end of round 7 for the Italian Grand Prix. It's been an amazing race. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in for this race. And we'll see you all later for next round. If there is a next round, I don't know if there is or not. But anyways, if this is the last round due to 11 drivers turning up, I want to say thank you so much for letting me commentate. Right then, so we'll see you all next time out. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a good race. Really enjoyed that one.